think what's really especially tragic about this incident is it's another life lost too soon. A young lady with her entire life ahead of her. What makes it especially tragic is she was an innocent person. It was, on behalf of the police department, our sorrow and condolences to Jamaica's mother, father, and family and friends.
An overnight shooting over the weekend near the University of South Carolina's campus left a young woman deceased and 4 others injured. Officers were called to Green Crossing Apartments around 2 a.m. Sunday morning for a report of a shooting. Now neighbors and campus students are terrified.
People trampled over my child to try to get out. And I'm not going to stop until I figure out who did this.
Jamaica Dowling was 20 years old and lived in Columbia, South Carolina. Jamaica was a radiant and magnetic young person full of surprises. All throughout life, Jamaica was always considered an overachiever. Jamaica learned to read as a toddler. According to her mother, she thought she was pretending at first, but at 3 years old, she was adamant about her skills. So one day, she read her mother a paragraph from the local newspaper. By the first grade, Jamaica was so far ahead of her classmates that her teachers asked her to read to the kindergarten classes.
Jamaica, she was very, very outgoing, humorous, beautiful, smart, past anybody I know. My child was an overachiever from grade school to high school.
As she got older, she developed a love for not only education, but dance. She mastered styles ranging from ballet to jazz and taught younger dancers at Dance South Incorporated, a studio in her hometown.
It's not that I don't want you here. It's something about the way you stare into my eyes. I know that I don't make things clear. I fall for you every time I try to resist. We can get away, come chase beach views and every day. All I wanna hear is an episode.
According to her sister, Jamaica was a very outgoing person. Jamaica, who had graduated from Westwood High School in 2019, had plans to attend Winston-Salem State University in the fall to study choreography. Jamaica was working 2 jobs to prepare for her first college semester. During the day, she was a dance instructor, and at nights, she worked for UPS. The determined young woman was working tirelessly to master all of her goals. On March 13, 2022, reports state Jamaica decided to enjoy a simple night out with friends. Her and her friends went to a house party just blocks away from the University of South Carolina's school campus. But not long before the night, an argument popped off from inside the party, and within seconds, gunfire erupted, causing complete chaos and leaving Jamaica hit in the crossfire.
It's traumatic. You being there, you holding her hand, it's traumatic. She talking to you. We in the ambulance with each other. I'm thinking, I walk out. I'm okay. I'm thinking she gonna walk out. She gonna be okay.
And tonight, a man is in jail after a party at a Columbia apartment complex turned deadly. A young woman shot and killed, and now Columbia police say they have the man they think did it.
But tonight, officials say this kind of tragedy is becoming all too common.
On March 13, 2022, Jamaica and her friends went to a house party just blocks away from USC. But not long before the night, an argument started over a social media post, and within seconds, gunfire erupted.
So this party was advertised on social media, indicating bring your own booze. Gave the location, which that obviously opened the party up to not just friends, but anybody that might see the post. Because of what we know now, multiple people came to the party armed with firearms. We believe the shooting stemmed from an argument. As I said, it started inside the apartment that was hosting. And I don't know what the argument was about, but I can tell you that the majority of our shootings are over ridiculous arguments, somebody being disrespected on social media or disrespected, in a group of people.
When officers arrived to the scene, they said they seen multiple people running and driving away.
The officers arrived to gunfire and confusion, and I'm going to show you a brief video clip just to illustrate some of the chaos that the officers found when they arrived. Now, we stopped that video very quickly. What I will tell you is there was a lot of video available. And again, as I stated, our officers spent a lot of time reviewing that. So we are working tirelessly to identify individuals in the videos. And when I say that there will be more arrests, that's my point. I would encourage people to get ahead of this and come see us before we come see you.
One officer found Jamaica injured in the hallway. She was alert at the time. The officer applied a tourniquet from his medical kit and rendered aid to her. Despite the immediate dangers he experienced, he stayed with Jamaica until medical services arrived. More officers at the scene found 4 additional people shot, and once medical aid arrived, all of the victims were taken to an area hospital. Sadly, Jamaica was the only victim that did not survive, according to police. According to reports, several of the victims were able to speak about what happened. And aside from speaking with potential witnesses, officers collected evidence at the scene and worked very hard to determine if surveillance video could be an aid in the ongoing investigation. In a statement released by the University of South Carolina, it was announced that none of the victims were affiliated with the school. However, they said that Green Crossing was an area very popular for student living options. Less than 48 hours in the investigation, 23-year-old Kejon Boyce was charged with murder and possession of a firearm during a violent crime. The police did not release his first court appearance. However, they said at the time of the crime, he was out on bond.
So we're very happy to announce the arrest of the person responsible for her death. His name is Kejon Boyce, B-O-Y-C-E. He's a 23-year-old African-American male from Columbia. He's charged with murder and possession of a firearm during a violent crime and is housed in that Alvin S. Glenn Detention Center. Also, according to other court documents, Mr. Boyce is out on bond currently for unlawful carrying of a weapon from a March 2021 incident in Spartanburg, South Carolina. I don't know what it's going to take to shock the conscience of our community. This is right off of campus. This is a nice apartment building that has security measures in place. We also saw a trend here that we see within our student population. And, when we talk about our student population, oftentimes we refer to them as young adults, and they are, but I would also say that they're kids. And, oftentimes with immaturity or, lack of life experiences, we're so trusting. And when I say that, this was a nice apartment building that, primarily housed students, it also had security measures in place. You need a code to get in the door. The doors stay locked. But what we see frequently, and what we saw here is there's measures that are put in place to defeat the security that's in place, whether we're sharing codes, sharing keys, holding doors open, or propping doors open. It allows access to anybody in these buildings, and then we have crimes.
Community activists like Columbia Urban League and Put Down the Guns Young People are working with law enforcement to promote gun safety and prevent future tragedies.
They also have been engaged with us in providing work experience sites for young people.
Being proactive is the key.
Jamaica's family remembers their loved one as someone that lit up every room she was in and was always striving for excellence. Her mother is vowing to never stop sharing her kindness or searching for justice.
Each day goes by, it's a reality I would never see my child again. She was 20 years old.
I'm heartfelt, I'm broken. That was anybody that knew along with me came my sister. It was never just she there and then she over here. We was always together. Wherever she went, I went. Wherever I went, she went, vice versa.
She was
literally my twin flame. Like, Jamaica, she meant the world to me, and seeing her go was one of the hardest things I ever had to deal with in my life. Like, I never thought the day would come where I had to say RIP to my best friend.
This story is completely devastating. I will continue to keep her friends and family in my thoughts and prayers. I hope that justice is served in this case. You guys, let me know your thoughts and your opinions about this. Please respect the victim and the family in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you guys. And with that being said, don't forget to check on your loved ones.
I'm thinking of my higher ground, my rocket love. For gravity, I'd rather stay up here. We can get away. Palm trees, beach views on a night day. All I wanna hear is an visions I replay. Sit right next to you, you. Not trying not to show how I feel about you. I wish away. Really, really wanna, I just wanna get away. Sit right next to you, you.